Here is part 2 of the Daily Bugle review.
Can show that each floor can come off individually. Let's set that down very nicely. And you can have each floor displayed on its own if you want, and you can even take off the roof, which we'll get to later. Here is the bottom floor with everything else taken off of it. And we can just start looking at everything. Alright, I guess we can start over here with Sandman, and we'll take him off because we already showed him. And there's a big space here you can place him. There's a fire hydrant. And some very cool little details. There's a spot to put a minifigure there on that clear piece, so we can put Daredevil there if we wanted to, which I think looks really good with him there. I guess as I keep going. Also, I'm gonna keep the minifigures where they are in each spot. Show you that, and then here's another spot to put a minifigure, and then we can also have a newsstand, which this one has a no crime newspaper. And a picture of Wilson Fisk, which we can actually take this off to the inside. So there's an iBrick New York sticker. There's a New York sticker. And there's another NYC sticker. Let's try to get the focus more, sorry. And there's also a Wilson Fisk sticker. You can also place a minifigure in here. So we'll place... Sorry, give me a second. That's really hard to get this figure out, sorry. We can place one of the minifigures in here, just like that, and we can close it up, and yeah. So that's the side of the Bugle. Let's go into the first side. So for the first side, it's fairly bland. We just get to see the side of the news station, and it looks like there's an AC unit on the back of it. There's a barrel there, and there is a couple boxes there, and this is a modular set, so you can connect it to other modular sets of this type, and it's shown by the technicals here, so that can connect up to the other modular sets. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this side of the building. Nothing too crazy over here. Let's go to the back side of the building. For the back side of the building, it has many little details here and there. So on the top, we see it looks like an AC unit again, but this time it has a bird on it. And we can see there's a little light to go outside, and it says, "Exit, do not block." And it says, "Eddie was here" on the graffiti on the door, which is a reference to Eddie Brock, which is Venom. It has a lot of greebling on the ground, and we can see what's inside the two dumpsters. So the first one, there's 3 cans of soda, and the second one there is a moldy hot dog and 2 different types of berries. We can put all that back in, and then the door can open up if you wanted to, so you just pull on this and you get a quick little view into the interior, which we'll get to in a second. And then up here we have a little spider web, and when you lift it up, there's a backpack for Spider-Man or Peter Parker. And this is a reference to, I think, the PS4 game, and to a reference that he always loses his backpack. In movies like Spider-Man Homecoming, he lost his backpack. I'm pretty sure multiple times. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the side. Let's go to the last side. Last side of the building, and we can see some boxes and an electrical unit. There's also a New York sewer plate and a rat that saved the universe in the MCU. Again, this side can also be connected to the modular building, and between them, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on each, I imagine. Nope. So this side is actually larger, which is something I want to point out. So it holds here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 1, 2 wide there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is 9 studs there. So if you had to move something, and I'd imagine something on either of them would have to move inward, or in this case outward. I imagine it's 10, so you'd have to move one of these. I would move the boxes over by 1 stud, and just move all of this down by 1 stud. So there's a couple greebling pieces, just move all these down by 1. Or just move these down by 1. Yeah, you'll have to move everything down by 1, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this side of the building, except for, of course, the exploding wall. So you take that out. You can either do it from the inside of the building, or when the building is all put up, you can take that lever out. Sorry. And here's a small little view of the interior, which we'll get to more of in a second. And first, we'll take out the vending machine, and we'll take a look at it. This vending machine has 4 soda cans in it, and if you take off the top of it, you can actually empty out all of the soda cans everywhere. And they have little caps on them. Let me just give me a second. That each have their own little cap on it, like that. And to insert them, all I have to do is place them in and just drop them right in, like that. And they will go in order to where it's like one's more inwards of the machine and one's more outwards of the machine. But sadly, this isn't a functional vending machine, and nothing will actually be able to be deposited from the machine. And then there's a sticker here that says Web Juice. I'm trying to get it focused. Sorry, this is taking a long time to get focused. But oh, sorry. But if I can't get it, you get the idea. Yeah, you kind of get the idea. Let me camera. One more try. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, let's get on to the interior. To do that, we can see the checkered pattern here, and we can also flip open the door. So now let's go in. When we get inside, we're greeted with the sticker that says, "This just in, vampires spotted on subway," which is a reference to Morbius, the living vampire. And panic as garlic supplies hit all-time low. And you can see there's a little waiting room and a couple newspapers. There's like a green light on the door, and then if you can see, there's a little elevator in the back. And we'll take a look at that later, and you can see more of that later. And then on the inside, there are 3 newspapers in there as well, and there's a little desk in there. So yeah, it looks good, but there isn't enough space to stand minifigures anywhere in there, which is a little annoying, but it does work as a small interior space. Let's go into the next floor. For the next floor, you can take it and you just can place it right on top of it. Make sure to leave one stud gap though, because that is where you want the wall, which we can place on right now, and we'll take a look at that first. But then you can take the ladder down and pull it down, so then you can go all the way up to the top floor. And then here is the wall that connects, and you just place it on the 2 studs, and it will line up pretty well. And yeah, that's what the outside looks like. Let's go into the interior. But first, before we do that, obviously, we have some stickers. Here's the first one, the second, and the third, which says "Vote Osborne for Mayor." Let's take a look at the inside of this floor. On the inside, there's an elevator in the back, and there's 3 covers. One is Spider-Man No More, one is Times Square, and Doc Ock Still at Large. And there's many others in here too. But there is 4 seats, one there, one there, one there, and then one tucked away in the back near there. And there's a water fountain, and a stack of newspapers, a cup, coffee dispenser, donuts, a couple drawers, a cup, and some major and minor details with a yellow flooring. And this is where it starts the like, not walkway, but the like staircase up to the top of the building. And then we have the little platform here, which we'll get to later, and it shapes up pretty well. Starts to anyways, and with some pretty good detailing everywhere. And we can put on, oh no, let's fix that spot where you can put a minifigure there. So we'll place Gwen Stacy there. Not exactly Gwen Stacy, but more of Spider Gwen. And then we can place Black Cat on the roof section right here, facing the rest of the city, I guess. And then back on the inside, we can place some of the reporters. So I guess we could place 2 of the reporters in here. We can place Ben and Robbie Robertson in here. So one, go there. Oops, sorry. Put his hands up so he fits. And we can fit the other figure in there. Just like that. Roof. Oh, why can't I catch that? Well, sorry. But here's that, and then there's a little better look at the elevator. And yeah, sorry, that's what it looks like with the figures in it. Looks pretty good. Let's go on to the next floor. Time to place the third floor on, and all we have to do is pick it up, take it, and put it right on there, and just press it down right on it. We can flip it around to see some of the details on it. Yep, just enough space for a black cat to stand. And yep, same on the other side. And that's how you place a floor on. And as you can see, it's slowly starting to get bigger and bigger as we go along. And this is Peter Parker's office area. Here's the elevator, and then we have a printer and a bookcase with a camera, some stuff on the back, and then there's a door back here which we can open up. Another lamp, sorry. And we can get a view to the outside through this door in the back. And on this side, we have a door to this office, which is Peter Parker's office. And you can either place Peter Parker or Spider-Man there, so I'm going to place Spider-Man in there. And you can take out the chair to make it easier, and you can place him in the chair. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this floor. It's nothing too crazy on this floor. Has some good detailing, but yeah, it's a more of the lackluster floor, I'd say, but it's still a really good floor. Let's put the window on, this is the best part of the floor. And this one's a bit harder to put in place. Just make sure everything's in like that. Then it's in place. Sorry, sponging the camera a little bit. And then you can see the explosion, and this is where you can place the Green Goblin on his glider, right in the center of that, like that. So here's Green Goblin on there, and you can see he's busting out of Peter Parker's office. All right, let's go into the last floor. The last floor, and you can see like a video screen of the billboard right there. And if we flip this around, we can see more of these leading up to the roof, which we'll see in a little bit. We can see another billboard on the back of the building with a bird on top of another cooling rack, I guess. And we can see all the windows and everything. It looks really good. On the right, we have Betty Brant's office. On the left, we have J. Jonah Jameson's office. I'll put them in there to show you. J. Jonah Jameson and Betty Brant in the room. And over here, we have a little car, which I'll take off and show you. This car belongs to Spider-Man, but it's Spider-Man's car, but I use it as Peter Parker's car, because it's more of like a goofy car from the comics. In the comics, Peter would actually drive this on this building, which it's a weird thing from the comics, but it happened. So what I do is I just put him in, and then I put his arms all the way down as far as I can, and I push those back as far as I can. Move the pistols and then move him back. And he's riding in his car. And the back tires can be a little stiff, I feel like. I don't know if I placed them on right. Maybe pushed them in too hard, but it does glide around pretty well. And then, yeah, you have two vehicles in the set, which is pretty cool. And it's much more toned down than a lot of the other Spider-Man vehicles, which I'll just show you one right here. This is the monster truck for Spider-Man, which is very unnecessary. But yeah, that's in a different set, which I will review soon as well. But we can take this and we can put this piece, I guess, in wherever it can fit, just somewhere. And then we can place this back up on it, on top of the building. So yeah, we can just place that in there, and we'll place it back on the building with Spider-Ham in it, and then we can place the windows back on of this floor. And that looks pretty good, and it's slowly starting to get a ton of its height back. And then what I like to do with this is put Doc Ock right on these, which will show. There's Doc Ock on the building, and it's, again, very much starting to take much more shape onto the building. And then I guess we can place Miles Morales on one of the ladders right here. Place him like that, flinging upwards, and then we can move Gwen to do the same, go upwards more. Yeah, let's get the roof on. Here's the roof on, and you can see much of the shape, and I'm standing up tall right now, and this is about where my face is, and this building is very tall. And at the top we can place Fire Star. What a weird name, I don't know. Never really was a fan of that name for her. But you can place her right there, and it looks like she's flying away. And you can even move her arms up to show that she might be shooting at something. Sorry for all the background noise. Just going on. And then we can place Venom right about here. Sorry. And just move his tentacles and stuff. And yeah, we can place him right there. And there he is, right on it. On top of the Daily Bugle. Then we can turn this thing around a little bit. Let's see. It's very hard to move because of how big it is. There we go, that would work. We can place Punisher, and we can also place the Blade on the back, sorry. So we can place Punisher along with Blade right about there. We can see a little printing on that. There's a sticker on the water tower for Miles Morales and the Green Goblin. And then we have 4 figures left. We have Carnage, Mysterio, Spider-Man, and Gwen. For Carnage, let's place him on the other side of Venom. If it will work. I don't think there's enough space, so we can just place him on the ground floor in the back. So we can place him right here. And we can also place Mysterio back here. And they can be looking at each other or fighting each other. Yeah. Sorry. Like that. And then I guess we have 2 figures left. So we have Spider-Man and we have Gwen. And hold on. Set also does come with a strings piece for Spider-Man. So we can place the string piece right here on one of the letters. We can have him holding on to it. And we can have him hang from there. Spider-Man. And last up we have Gwen. And there's something we can do with Gwen. She is right here. But I guess we can just put her in one of the offices, and yeah, I'll show you. She is walking on the sidewalk. So now we have every single figure in the set placed on it. Now let's get to the portion of the video where I will show you what additions and improvements I would like to make to the set. Get this piece from Mysterio and get this minifigure from Mysterio from the Spider-Man No Way Home wave of sets. And we can place Mysterio in there. And we can take the Mysterio from the back of it, take it out, and we can place this Mysterio where Venom is. So we can take Venom off, put him in the back with Carnage, and we can just place him right there like that. And that makes it look so much better for him. And all we do is place Venom with Carnage in the back, because they're actually enemies in the comics, so they could be fighting in this scenario. And then we can just take him and use him as one of the illusions that he used in his movie as an army for him. So let's go to a couple other. The set, you can take it and you can put road plates around the set. And of course you can attach it to other modular buildings. And then of course you can also place Mysterio's drones or a rhino or the vulture or any other minifigures you want in this to make it look better than it is. And just with the road plates, it helps make this set look much more grand and much more bigger. Much more big, I guess. And I guess that's it for today's review of the Daily Bugle. thank you for watching this video. This is probably my longest video I've ever made. And I'll see you all later. Goodbye.